My boss said I'd never make it. Then he needed my help. There are some sentences people say to you that stay in your head for years, not because they were loud, but because part of you is afraid they might be true. A few years ago, my boss looked at me and said, "You're not management material. Honestly, you'll be lucky if you make it anywhere." I acted like it did not bother me. I nodded, went back to work, and kept my face straight. But it got to me. At the time, I was underpaid, overworked, and doing everything I could to prove myself at a small logistics company. I showed up early, stayed late, fixed problems that were not mine, and learned parts of the business no one even asked me to learn. I thought if I kept being useful, eventually someone would notice. Instead, the opposite happened. The more valuable I became, the more invisible I felt. When a team lead role opened up, I honestly thought I had earned my shot. I had already been doing half the job without the title. So I prepared for the meeting, wrote down the improvements I had made, and walked in thinking this might finally be my moment. It was not. My boss barely looked at my notes. He leaned back and told me I was dependable but not a leader, hardworking but not strategic. Then he repeated the line that stuck with me for years. "You'll be lucky if you make it anywhere." A week later, they gave the role to someone else. Not someone better, just someone louder, more polished, and better at impressing management. And when things started going wrong, I was still the one asked to fix them. That was the part that really broke me. I was good enough to solve the problems, just not good enough to be trusted with the title. After that, something changed in me. I stopped caring the same way. I stopped bringing ideas forward. I stopped believing hard work alone would get me anywhere there. Every week felt heavier. Even outside work, I could feel my confidence shrinking. Then one night, after another long day cleaning up someone else's mess, I sat in my car and had a simple thought. If I stay here much longer, I am going to start believing this is all I am worth. That scared me. So I stopped waiting for someone to notice me and started rebuilding my life myself. I updated my resume, started applying elsewhere, learned new skills, and put my energy into becoming better instead of trying to win approval from people who had already decided who I was. It was not instant. There were still doubts, still setbacks, still days where I wondered if my boss had been right. But I kept going. Eventually, I landed a better role at a different company. Then I grew fast. The same traits that got ignored before were suddenly valued. My initiative mattered. My reliability mattered. My ideas mattered. Over time, I moved up, earned more, led projects, and built the kind of career I used to think was for other people. Then one day, out of nowhere, I got a message. It was from my old boss. He said he had heard I was doing well. He said things had been difficult, and he wanted to know if I would be open to talking, maybe helping with a project. I just stared at my phone. This was the same man who told me I would never make it, and now he needed my help. What surprised me most was how calm I felt. No anger, no big speech, no need to prove anything. Because in that moment I realized I did not need his approval anymore. I did not need an apology. Life had already answered for me. I replied politely, thanked him for reaching out, and told him I was focused on my current path. That was it. And honestly, that felt better than any revenge fantasy. Because the real win was not that he needed me. The real win was that I had built a life where his opinion no longer mattered. Sometimes the best comeback is not loud. It is quietly becoming someone your old life no longer has access to.